All right, so yesterday, January 14th, 2026, Verizon wireless went down across the country and millions of people could not access their phones. They couldn't call anybody, access their data for anything. And I mean, Verizon's the biggest, this is the largest, cellular service in the country. And that's a big deal. And so yesterday I was in Atlanta and I was heading back from Atlanta to Tennessee. And thankfully, I had a CB on my truck here, and I've got one of these antennas back here, and so I have a CB in my truck. Now, I know this is not as good as a ham radio, and my son is a ham radio operator. However, there are two things that really were great yesterday about having another form of communication, because I could not call anybody. And when I'm on the road, I'm usually doing a lot of work. I'm doing a lot of phone calls. I've got my GPS open. I mean, other things going on. You can tell it's snowing out here right now. It's cold. But coming back, I was trying to, access my phone. I couldn't do it. I was like, what's going on here? But there are two things that happened that I think is just really, I don't know, it just tells me why you need another form of communication other than your cell phone. And even if it's just a CB, and that's what I had here. So before I left Atlanta, I was in a meeting for 2 days, Tuesday, yesterday, it's a Thursday right now. And before I headed out from Atlanta, the meeting, I just plugged in my CB radio. And with that antenna there, I was able to just listen what's going on. And so two things happened. One was that when I was getting off from I-85 onto 285 around Atlanta, you can look that up later, there's a wreck on the right-hand side, which is common in Atlanta. But I didn't know what was going on because I was in the right-hand lane and it was just dead stop. And so what I did is I got on the CB, turned it on, and I was listening to all the truckers telling me, or they're talking about, hey, there's a wreck in the right-hand lane, like 2 miles ahead. Just get in the left-hand lane and then just come around it, if you're getting on 75 North going up to Tennessee. So that's what I did. I probably saved 30 to 45 minutes just getting on the CB radio right then and being able to get around all that wreck. So that was one really great thing about having a CB. The other thing, though, is that, as I'm on the drive up, I couldn't make phone calls. Actually, I was on a phone call and it dropped late yesterday morning. And I was like, what's going on? And I looked at my cell phone and it said SOS. Like it could only, I guess, do emergency kind of communications or something on other networks or something. So I was like, man, is it my phone? And so I started my phone over. Like I turned it off, turned it back on to see what was going on. And sure enough, it came back SOS. Like there's no data, no cell coverage, nothing. So I got on the CB again and I started to listen to all the other truck drivers and they were talking about how Verizon was down. I was like, oh, okay, that's really helpful to know that. But I was able to communicate with them and still kind of keep up to date of what's going on. Now, if I didn't have that CB yesterday, I couldn't do any of that. I'd not only be like 30, 45 minutes later getting back to Tennessee, but also I would have continued to think that it was my phone that was the problem and not the network. So that was just a small example, guys. I mean, I think better to have a ham radio for sure. I've got one of those in my truck as well. But just to have even the CB as a backup, I know a lot of people just think that CB is just old-fashioned and no one uses it. Oh, they still use it. And it's really helpful. The Verizon coverage may be down across the country, but these other forms of communications, they still work. So one of the reasons that we promote this on our channel is for this kind of reason. And I experienced this, yesterday. So guys, let me know what you think down below. Again, this is a quick video, but I think it just kind of goes to show the importance of something like this for your everyday communication, your preparation, that kind of thing. If you want to be a provider and protector for yourself, your family, and your community, I mean, this is one way to go about it. And not the only way, but I do think it's one way. And I think it's an important way. So guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Hope you were not affected by that yesterday. I was, but I'm really, really happy and glad that I had another form of communication in my vehicle. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for your support for us and for our channel, and we'll see you on the next video.